Малая пугала, пофига напугана, мы запуганы. Где ты с этими суками подругами? Охуеваешь, как-то проще подрубить. Мой брат, я упал улицам снег. Я сам в шоке был, как ощутил успех на вкус и свет. Но желание поделиться с тобой почему-то нет. Sorry, I just wanted to share a couple of the songs every now and then of some of the stuff I've been listening to past a couple of years now. Yeah, so I can't really play a lot of it. I don't want to like violate copyright things or whatever. So maybe possibly if you ever try to watch one of my uh, videos after they've been posted and they're muted, it might probably say a little thing on the banner, muted due to copyright or something. Anyway, previous Dobre Din, because it is afternoon instead of evening. I decided to do like one midday. I got something going on this evening, so I might not be able to do one. I might, if I do get back in time, I'll probably still do one. But just wanted to do a short one or normal length. I don't know yet. It just depends on how I feel. I know nobody's gonna be watching with me right now because everybody's probably at work. I am not, obviously, because I'm in my room. Anyway, so how's everybody's Thursday? Good. Okay. Mine's been all right. I had to finish. Haven't finished it yet, but I was working on my homework created for myself, I guess. Yeah, and like I said, it's kind of a rough thing to do, but it was a little bit better today. But still, having all that stuff in my head is wearing on me more than usual. So, but I got it done. I got the English part done. Now I have to go through and translate it to Russian. So I might do that here in a little while before my thing this evening. Yeah. So, if you saw, like, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I got that notification on my watch because yes, I'm kind of on dating apps, but not really. Like, I am there, but I'm just kind of I would say playing it cool, but no, I'm just I look for 5-10 minutes and then like I can't do this, and now like close it out. But I match with somebody, and I'm not gonna give away a lot of stuff because I don't want to get hopeful and be like, oh, this person's this, and this, and then nothing happens from it like past ones. So, but so far, uh, mediocre. Not them, just the situation. So, and if other certain people are watching, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to say on that. Not like, yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I did today. You can't see it, and you didn't see it before, but the cables management on my desk were horrible. So I bought some not real zip ties. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, well, I did get this stuff. So this is like uh, uh flexible like split loom. So it's like it opens up and it wraps cord, so it makes it look nice and neat. Got those, and then it was like $8 for that a 10-foot section, and then I got these things. There's ones that are, oh, I don't know where they went. I thought I had like a couple that were not in. Oh yeah, they're there. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, these little guys, the little reusable zip tie things. You just kind of put them around the cable and tighten them up, and then you can wrap the cables together or whatever. So I put those on my lights so the cables aren't dangling, and wrapped them around the cords, kind of neat, make them neat, so I'm not like not tripping over them, but just so they're not like in the way and looking all junky because the desk is has lights on it right where the cables would be. So I'm like, well, that's kind of a dumb design. I like the lights, but I can see the mess, and I don't like seeing the mess. I like having mess in my drawers, and I can just shove stuff in there as such here. You can't see it, and no, I don't want you to see it because it's embarrassing. But yeah, just shove that stuff in there. Oop, almost. Close the drawer, and yeah, no mess. Unless you open the drawer and everything's just explodes. So I need to go through that and throw stuff away again. Yeah, random stuff, just random thoughts. Yeah. So yeah. What else? Uh, yeah, did that. I was up at Caribou earlier today. Yes, I went up and got coffee today. As my normal on my days off. Uh, and that's about it, really. I went and looked for a new bed for Rocket because if you, yeah, that one over there, there's a hole in it. Because for some reason he likes to dig in it before he lays down, and he's dug a little tiny hole in it, and the inside foam pieces are coming out, and so I have to pick them up. It's not like he eats them or anything. He scratches them, and they fall out, and he sniffs it. He's like, what is that? Whatever, and then lays down, or he lays down on the bed if I'm not on it, like as you can see now. Yeah, if I can't move it down. Oh, there we go. There he is. Yeah, he's like, oh, this stuff again. All right. Well, I'm just gonna take a nap then. Blackout curtains work decent. That one's the one over there is completely dark, but that's because it's got the shutters on it. The other one's not dark because I took the shutter doors off because you can't have the doors on with the AC unit in there. And yeah, so yeah, no ways, no. I'm not expecting anybody to uh, join in right now because, well, I mean, it is lunchtime, so maybe somebody's like, oh, he's on. I'm gonna mess with him or not, whatever. Let's see what else. I'm working on this stuff up here, like trying to, you know, get back to where I was a while over about a year and a half ago, where I was like, I was happy, not, but I don't want to get back to that where because I didn't force it, but looking back on it, it's like, was that really a good happiness, or was that just um, a false sense of uh, something? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I'm trying to get to the point where I'm at peace with what's my cards that I've been dealt. Sorry, inside joke in my own head. Um, uh, I don't want to like be happy about what where I'm at right now because that would just be hedonistic. I think that'd be the proper way, you know. Uh, I can just be and not complacent either, and not content, like um, peace, like not really, like not liking the situation, but knowing that there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the difference. And the stuff that I can control, maybe that way I can actually do something about it instead of being like, well, I can't fix this, so why should I even bother fixing the stuff that I can? So, trying to, and it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense in my head, and that's what's important. Like I'm trying to convince my miswired brain that to do the stuff that I need to do, that I can do, that I can change and progress and become, what I want to be, but like be at peace with myself. And that's actually harder to do than to be happy, because happiness is, you can't really just be happy with yourself. Like at least I can't. Like, then that would mean, like, if I'm happy with where I'm at, or where I'm doing, that means I'm not going to progress. You know, I'd rather be at peace and know that I can, uh, progress, with stuff. And yeah, I know it doesn't, I'm really not making any sense to anybody that actually watches this, but, and this is me just doing, let my brain try to do ADHD and like get this stuff out of my head. And that's one of the problems I've always had is like knowing the concept, knowing the what's going on in my head, but trying to put it into words or put it into something tangible or something that somebody else can understand is just the most difficult thing, especially when it's like a complex thing of self worth and uh, self realization for stuff. Um, like and I don't think I'm not way far away, but I'm not real close either to what people say that, oh, you need to love yourself. I never really understood that because, if I loved myself, you know, it, that means that I'm perfect or the perfect idea of myself. And whatever happens, like whoever leaves me or stops being around me, uh, that means there's something messed up with them. And I don't want to think of other people being defective or whatever, Yeah, again, it makes sense in my head, and that's what matters. I'm trying to talk this stuff out, instead of just mumbling to myself on the bed and Rocket look at me like, what? Now I'm just talking into a screen, looking at myself going, I'm an idiot and I don't know how to express myself. Uh, but I'm trying. I'm trying, like trying to be more intelligent on that kind of stuff. Like, and I've read as much as I feel that I can on the internet without it being uh, incorrect information, because there's a lot of that on the internet. I mean, I'm not saying I say correct stuff. I say what my opinions are on things and how I think things are, but that does not mean that that's the way it is. And even books are biased and all that. So it's not like I can go, and even like therapists and psychiatrists, psychologists, they're all biased in their own opinions and their own experiences. So unless I find somebody that's exactly like me, has gone through the exact same stuff, I'm not going to find anybody that's going to be able to guide me to where I need to be. I have to do this on my own. It's really like a self journey type thing where I have to figure this stuff out myself. But it would be nice to have someone there to be like, you're no, you're doing a good job. You keep going, or something like that. And no, I don't have anybody like that. That yeah, and that's another hard thing to explain to people. They're like, well, you have your friends. No, that's not the same. That's definitely not the same, at least in my head, because I can't count on my friends every minute of every day, no matter when. Um, and I can't. Uh, that's just that would be insane to be that needy. That's the way I would feel. The word that matches what I think, of when if I expected a friend of mine to be like, I can call them at any time, day or night, at any minute, no matter what, they'll drop everything and be like, "What do you need?" Like that, no, that's unhealthy. If you drop your life for somebody else, um, at any minute, and, and yeah, it's kind of a catch 22 on, I want somebody that does that for me, but again, yeah, my brain is, fighting myself, trying to explain what's in here. So anyway, let's see. So I gotta go back to work tomorrow. It's not that I'm not excited. It's just like I don't know uh, what to expect. That's the thing I don't like about split weeks because it's like work Tuesday and then I don't go back till Friday. So there's like 2 days that the shop just keeps going. So it's like, and I don't know like if like what's on the schedule because like I could look at it on Tuesday, but it could severely change between Tuesday and Friday. We could get a whole bunch more appointments or we could lose half of them. That's just the way it is. So and who knows, like maybe one of them already dropped off and then one of the other teams stole it. Who knows? That stuff kind of stuff happens, but whatever. It's a thing. Whatever. It's I don't like the unknown. I like knowing like what's coming and being in the situation I'm in. I don't know the outcome of everything, so I can't see it. I don't have like a thing saying, okay, at this date, this time, this is going to happen. So prepare for it. No, I just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, I like to plan ahead. I like to have things laid out, ready for whatever comes, and I can't do that without knowing. Um, I'm trying to do the best I can, but my ADHD is like, well, why are we doing this? There's no reason to. We're just not going to do it. We're going to sit on the bed and do nothing. And that's what I've done for the past 2 hours. So that's why I said, let me just go ahead and do this. It gives me something to do, something to, get this stuff out. So maybe somebody will watch it later on the day. Maybe not. Who knows? Um, my the views are kind of dropping on the ones that I've already done. So I don't know if people are just getting kind of they're like, no, he just keeps saying the same stuff over and over. I think I am. Maybe I try to, have different stuff or go into detail more or something like that. But maybe I don't know. I mean, if you all would like leave comments or send me questions or topics or something like that, that that would give me something. Um, I try to think of stuff to talk about, and then it just ends up reverting back to the same thing. So, and and I'm working on just other stuff to work on. That's all I do is work on stuff. Cars, myself, try to figure out how to contain my negative thoughts about everything. Um, Knowing that now I know like why I have those negative thoughts. It's just the way my brain is. I've been kind of doom scrolling today on Instagram and Facebook and all that, all the reels and stuff. And of course, it always shows whatever you're going through at the time because you stay too long on one. So it's like, okay, well, I'll show you a whole bunch more like that. So I keep trying to swipe up and try to find ones to really like to put me in a better mood. And it's not working. Like I end up like reading one and be like, oh, that kind of fits. Oh, that now I'm sad. And then see another one. Oh, well, that kind of fits. Now I'm angry. So just up and down or side to side, really, between anger and sadness. So, and I'm trying not to do either of those about uh, this situation. Yeah, put it that way. Um, it's like I want to talk it out. I want to talk it out. But at the same time, like I don't know who is gonna watch this, so I have to be careful of my words because I don't want to reveal too many details, and then the people that don't know would end up knowing, and then yeah, it's hard for me to say without saying it. So hmm, yeah, Mm. I mean, yeah, like I don't think she would actually even watch this. I mean, she wouldn't even understand what I'm saying. Her daughter probably would. Sure, her daughter might watch it and understand, and then tell her, and then I get the backlash from it. But at least then I would get contact with her, and that's one of the things that's I'm like, what? Like this doesn't make sense. All right, I have to like talk this out because it's like, and if somebody watches and gets angry with me, I'm sorry, but I need to vent this. So we broke up beginning of the year, and it was a couple days before my birthday. So I was like, this sucks. Um, and I was trying to be positive about it. I'm like, all right, well, you know, but it didn't work. Like I just kept, I kept hoping that maybe it was just something that was going on that just caused her to freak out and not want me to be around because she didn't want me to see like her in pain or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait. I'll just trying to be you know cool about it, and no, I can't. I couldn't. Um, and uh, that was like 5 months, and I'm still just broken up about it, and it sucks because I can't move on from it because I didn't see anything that was any reason why. I mean, yeah, of course, the reason she told me, I'm not going to go into detail on that, but it's like my belief always like if you really love somebody, you'll make it work no matter what. And you won't give up if things get hard. And that's just the way I am. I don't give up. And when things are hard, I'm like, I'll just try something different. I'll you know figure it out. But I guess not everybody's like that, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a different than me. Um, and we kept chatting and talking, like texting back and forth and all that. But it just eventually it got to the point that it didn't. Uh, she just stopped, and I don't know why. I have gotten responses here and there from her, but at the same time, it was only for because she thought things that I did wrong or something, came up that, and I'm not saying she was trying to blame me for it, but that's just the way it seemed to my head. So I'm like, trying to reach out, trying to like be like, no, that's not what I'm, trying to explain myself. And then no, like, oh, okay, I understand. Nothing like that. It just, yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying my best not to reach out because I either get no response or I'll get a response that I don't like. Um, and I don't know if she's moved on to somebody else or not. Like, and I don't want to know. I don't because it would crush me if she did because that would mean in my head that everything she told me, the reason why we broke up would have been a lie. Um, and I don't want to believe that she's that way or she's a liar or anything like that. I and I don't want to badmouth anybody like that, because she did her best to make it so it was a gentle um break, not like uh others that have happened to me. So I'm not going to give examples, but anyway, and I'm trying to figure out how to manage my emotions about everything without um, dragging other people into it. Um, and yeah, I know, like deep down in my heart, that I still love her. I love her to death. Um, Last year was the best year I've had in a long time that I can remember. And I it just sucks because it's like I'm not gonna have that with her again. I'm not gonna have that again with her. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself and trying to convince myself that no, yes, I have to enjoy the fact that it happened, that I gave her the love that she needed, I hope, and that I, if I can get myself to a point where I can give that out to somebody else that may need it, that can give me the love that I deserve and need at the same time, then yeah. Uh, uh, but still, it makes me feel selfish and makes me feel like I'm giving up. And no, like I'm not. But my brain's like, you're giving up. What if she comes back? Not saying that she will, and I don't, no, she won't. And if she did, it just, no. And I can't even think that, of an instance that she would, because if I do, then I'll latch onto that and watch for signs of that happening. And I can't do that to myself. And it's not obsession. It's not. Maybe it is, but at the same time, it's like that's the way my brain is, and I know, I know that it's over. I know that I'll never see her again, and it hurts thinking about it. Um, and then like trying to convince myself that yes, I have to realize that yes, it was a good time, and I have to cherish that. And yes, this span right now sucks because I don't have that, but I still have good things going on. Not the good things I want, but I'm trying to you know focus my energy on other things this and yeah, distract myself from it. And most of the time it works, like being able to distract myself with this, my bike, my homework and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like uh, my brain's like, well, it would be nice to share this stuff with somebody, like share these accomplishments that you're doing. And I don't have uh, someone like her around me to do that. And that's the thing is like people don't understand that I've always wanted to have a partner, like someone that was with me that would battle this everything with me and support me and uh, encourage me and tell me I'm doing good, and I could do the same for them. Uh, even when I had a whole like a bunch of weight on my mind with bills or work or whatever, and she needed a little bit extra, like she was hurting for Ukraine or whatever, I was there, and I would pick myself up real quick and I would help. I would do whatever I could for her to make her feel better, even in the slightest. And I don't think I've ever had anybody do that for me, um, uh, that I know of. Maybe somebody has. I don't know. And if I'm wrong in that, like I'm sorry, But um, yeah. So let's see. About a half hour. I'll go a little bit more. I just need to talk about other things to kind of brighten the mood, so people aren't like, oh, well, this dude is so damn just pathetic. Yeah, no, I'm pathetic. I don't care. I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. Sorry, I just saw Rocket shift around. I'm keeping him awake. I'm bothering his nap. I'm gonna. Buddy, go to. Yeah, he didn't care. So let's see. Other good stuff. Yeah, it's not. I'm not. I'm going to hang out with a friend tonight. We're gonna go walk for a little while, and then we're gonna go get dinner. Yeah, and yeah. So I might be back by time to do a later thing. That's why I haven't posted an event. I might stop doing that, and it might just be like people know. Yeah. So I'm trying to get other people to like come in and watch and comment and stuff like that. But I think the time I do it is wrong. So I don't know. I might do it later. I might start changing it. I don't know. I'll have to think on it because I still want to do it. It's just I'd like to have the conversation with someone. Like I have extra mics, so if anybody wants to like do this with me, one night, that they can, I can set up another mic. It's not that hard. I mean, it'd take me like 10 minutes. You'd have to sit on the bed, or I'll find a chair or something you can sit in, and we can just kind of like scoot stuff around, and it'll work. Uh, but yeah, if somebody wants to, or even call in or something, that's cool too. So, um, most of my close friends have my phone number, so go for it. I got my iPad hooked up, so like I can answer it on there, and pretty sure it'll like everybody hear you and you can hear me type thing. So it's like just like an old like actual cool like professional radio show or something like that. Hello, caller. Yeah, no, like I'm professional, but not this. No. So let's see, and like the whole streaming thing, like the like Twitch, and looking at researching and trying to figure out how to get more followers, and just for the fact of wanting to share to more people or have more interaction with people, so I can talk about different things than this depressing stuff. Um, it's it's like you have to stream 4 to 8 hours or something like that. Yeah, and I'm like, so to not be successful, but to really do this correctly, you have to have this as a second job until you might make money off of it. No, like that's not what I want to do. This is a little hobby. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. Maybe I'll do it for a long time, or maybe I'll stop in a week. Who knows? Who knows with me? I do weird stuff like that. But yeah, so hmm. Let's see. What else can I ramble on about for a little while? Just to, you know, ramble. Because that's what I like doing. I like just talking. I like talking to people. Most introverted extrovert ever. Like, I like being around people. I like talking. I like, sharing stories and sharing ideas and things like that. But at the same time, I hate being around people. I don't like around large groups of people because it usually ends up being I get either singled out or left out completely. Oh, uh, like there's a delay now on my video, so it's freaking me out. Oh, my frame average time to render frame is a little bit higher. So, all right, I think. Oh yeah, no, that's it. It got worse. That's weird. Okay, I think it's okay. It was freaking me out because it was like I was moving and then I saw myself move later. So it was a little bit trippy on that. And it's what I'm doing is like staring at myself, talking like I'm talking to a mirror, but it's a weird mirror. So it's like when I put my left hand up, to me, it looks like my right hand. So that's why I keep doing the weird stuff like, oh, the dog's over there, but he's actually over here. I actually did it right the first time. I'm getting used to it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'm good at it. I figure stuff out. I'm smart. I think, or I'm just stubborn. Maybe that's it. I'm just stubborn enough to figure it out, you know, by accident. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I haven't, I still have other cable management stuff to do on the desk, like the stuff underneath. I can't see it, so it's not that bad. But I still have some stuff I can clean it up, so it doesn't look too bad. If anybody is ever under floor under my desk, like your wires look horrible. I don't know why they would be under there, but whatever. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not doing. I got the iPad here because I was going to use that for the chat, but I don't get a lot of chat, so I'm using that as like a music thing. Um, and in case I do get like a text or something, because my phone's yeah over there charging, because I've been scrolling too much and it started to die on me. I need to get a new phone later this year. I don't really want to do that, but it's what happens with phones. About after 2 years, they needed to get a new one. I think they plan it that way. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I do music off Spotify. So yeah, I'm trying not to do too much because, again, copyright and things like that. So I think as long as I'm not trying to use it to make money or play the whole song, like I think it's like a situational thing, or the AI will be like, "Oh no, I recognize that song, shut it down." Who knows? We'll see. If it happens, I'll be like, "Oh nope, can't do that no more." Even though like on Twitch, I see stuff like they play like movies and talk about them. So I'm like, so how do you? But it's like branded. You can click it and button branded content. So maybe that's the trick or something. I don't know. What else? Hmm. Oh yeah. So I had mentioned the other day about the whole garage idea. I think I did it on here. I know I did it. Anyway, so if I do end up getting to the point where I can move out on my own, trying to find something with a garage, it's insane. Like either get a house, rent a house, and that's daunting because it's a lot of times they're more expensive than an apartment. And then I've there's a couple of apartments I've like a couple apartment complexes that have attached garages, but those are as much as a house. So I'm like, well, I either rent a apartment house or I rent a house. Like, and both of them are a little bit outside what my budget might be. So I'm like, and then I think, all right, well, maybe I'll get a roommate. Do I really want a roommate? I don't know. I don't think so. Like maybe I can find somebody that like I can get along with. They can, oh, you just stay the hell out of my way. Don't mess up my shit. And I mean, I'm gonna need all kinds of furniture stuff. So maybe I can find somebody to be a roommate, and they bring all the stuff. Like I have my stuff in my room, and then they bring like a table and chairs and couch and stuff like that. And I'll buy a TV because I've got one, but it's not that. Well, I mean, it's a 55, so I guess that'd be all right. Depending on the size of the living room or whatever. Or I just steal my dad's 75-inch. That thing is glorious. But he'd probably be a little bit upset about that if I did that. Like, where's my TV? I hadn't seen it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. No, Dad, I won't do that. It's just a joke. It's a joke. A bad one, but it's a joke. But yeah, and like, and then seeing the prices just slowly get more and more every time I look. I'm like, damn it! Like, stop! Like, it's getting to the point where by the time I can, I won't be able to afford to because it's going to be too expensive. It's going to be more than a house, and then I can't get a house because they're way too damn expensive right now. and the market sucks, you know. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? That I'm getting close to political stuff, so easy. Just calm down, people. You know, I'm stating facts. That's it. I'm not saying it's someone's at fault or anything like that. If anything, it's the corporate greed and things like that that's at fault. Maybe, I don't know. Yes, yeah, that sounds right. So, but yeah, and there's been some that I really like, you know, apartment wise, and I'm like, but it doesn't fit, like, it doesn't check off all the boxes of stuff that I need, you know. As far as living on my own, you know, like, yeah, four walls and a roof, and you know, it's, yeah, that's fine, you know. But if I'm spending money, I want it to be something I'm proud of. You know, I'm not saying that I want to rent like a penthouse or anything like that. I mean, that'd be awesome, but no, it just seems way out of my lifestyle. Doesn't fit that kind of situation. But I've seen some nice apartments that I liked. I'm like, all right, I can make this work. A little bit smaller than I want, but if it's small, that means I don't have room for extra shit. So that means it'll keep me from buying extra shit. And if I get a house, you know, that means I have a lot of room, and then I can fill this with stuff. I'm gonna buy more stuff, and then get worse off than I was already. So I have to be logical about it, kind of, sort of, on, you know, the plant, plan. But yeah, it's a very loose plan, because it's like there's other stuff that I need to do before I can even start that. But it's fun to look. It's fun to look at like apartments and houses and things like that. Be like, oh, I like that place. Oh, that's really nice. Oh my God, they want what for it? They are on crack or something. And then other places be like, oh, that's not bad. And then I look at where it is. I'm like, oh, that's why it's so cheap. I don't want to get murdered. So, yeah, no, not that place. But, you know, there's some that are like in my list. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this place, you know. And I've been watching the prices of some of them. I'm like, stop. When I first looked at it, it was like 1,600, you know, for an apartment. Now it's like 2,000. And I'm like, wait, how? Like, really? And then there's these houses that I've seen. It's a company that they build like a little neighborhood of townhouses. They're all attached together, and then what they do is they rent them out as like rental homes. But they're nice little tiny neighborhoods. They have like a dog park, and some of them have like a couple of the neighborhoods have like fenced in yards. All of them have like EV vehicle hookups in the garage. Not the actual charger, but like a plug, a 220 outlet designated for a charger, which I think is cool. I'm like, oh, I can get a nice welder then. But yeah, they're like 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. The cheaper ones is like has a 1 car garage. I'm like, that's all I need, just somewhere bike tools. And then it's 1,640 square feet, and I'm like, that's not. Oh, that's a pretty good size for a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's like 2 stories. But when I first looked at them, they were like 1,900 or something. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of a stretch, but you know, I could do it, you know. And then now they're at 2,400, 2,500 for the same ones, and I'm like, that's just, uh, and it's only been like a not even a year since I first looked at them. I'm like, what? And then they have all these availability. I'm like, why are you increasing the price so much? You know, I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. You know, and then there's some apartments I looked at, you know, they're like right on the edge, and then they they've gone outside, and I'm like, you know, another thing that pisses me off, another thing that grinds my gears is uh, the rent that they show on the websites for these apartments, and all the apartment finding, you know, websites, Realtor and Zillow and apartments.com, find whatever, all of them, you know, the price that they show is the base price, as they put it. It's without all the extras that you have to pay for. And I'm like, that's, I can't opt out of it. So why don't you just put it in the price? You know, so you look at a place that's like $1,800, just say, just for conversation. And then they have a technology pack that you can't opt out of because it includes internet, electronic door locks, and all this. So you just use your phone or whatever to open your doors and all this. And, you get so many megabytes a month, internet and TV and all this stuff. Technology pack, $111. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, oh, we have valet trash. Oh, that's cool. And they're like, oh, and then it's this much a month. Well, can I opt out of it and just take the trash myself? Oh no, it's a required. And I'm like, but okay. And then they have like other fees that, like, use the pool and all these extras that they tack on that are the amenities that they offer, but you can't opt out of them. And you're like, well, I just won't use them. Oh no, you have to pay for it. Then why don't you just include it in the price? Well, we can't do that because then it changes the market value. And I'm like, but that's not it's a way for them to get more people in, because you just have to make your gross has to be 3 times the base rent, not the full rent. So if you go look at somewhere, add on another $200 to $300 of amenities that you have to pay for. So an $1,800 a month apartment ends up being $2,100. And $300 is a big difference, that means you have to make an extra $900 a month technically to afford that. They're like, oh, those are just utilities or amenities, that's like, but yeah, but I have to pay it. It's not like I can just be like, oh, well, I'm going to go without that this month, or I can't, I need to cut corners. So I'm just not going to have the internet. I'll just steal it from somewhere. You can't do that. So it shouldn't be an add-on if it's not an add-on. If it's required, that should be part of the rent, you know, be like, it's an amenity, it's included in the rent. It's like saying something's free use, and then you charge them for it. That's kind of the way it is. So I'm like, and then the houses that are for rent too are the same way. The only ones that aren't like that are the ones that are people are renting out on their own or using a company or something like that. They're usually pretty, this is how much you're going to pay. It includes this and this, and you're responsible for this stuff. They're pretty, like, you know, open about it, and clear, and you know what you're getting into. But yeah, just a little rant that I came up with earlier today because I'm trying to distract myself. I was like, oh, let me look at this stuff. And I'm like, bastards. Yeah, no, I don't know what to do with that. You know, there's some places that I'm like, they don't have that kind of stuff. And then, but like thinking about living there, it's like, I'm going to have to, teach Rocket to, attack instead of lick. So, and that's another thing. Like, well, he's technically my therapy dog. I actually have a prescription for him, piece of paper, so I don't have to really worry about that because there's a lot of places. Oh, up to 75 pounds. Large dog breeds only up to 75. That's not a large dog breed. That's a medium. He's a large. Extra large is like, Malamutes and dogs like that. Big dogs that are over 100 pounds. That's normal for them. That's an extra large. And then also his breed is, since he's a German Shepherd, that's an aggressive breed. I'm like, have you met him? They're only aggressive when they're trained to be aggressive. He's aggressive of pieces of ice. Or as I call it, crunchy water. So anyway, but yeah, I'm not really worried about it, but at the same time, it's like I don't like using that out, And then of course, a lot of places you have to put pet deposit of like $300, and then $25 to $50 a month extra in rent for them. I'm like, well, they don't work. How am I get like tell them to get a job so they can pay their share of the rent? Rocket, you're gonna have to start OnlyFans to pay for rent. You hear me? Somebody would pay money to see him just lay there. Oh yeah, that's such a good dog. Rocket's OnlyFans page. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can make money doing that. I'm not gonna do OnlyFans. I'm gonna have OnlyFans for him. And be like, what do you want him to do? And if they start doing nasty stuff, like, no, no, I'm seriously, this isn't bestiality stuff. No, I'm just, I'm looking for the people that want to see him do cute stuff, like see him like have people pay money to see him do his all of his tricks that he's so excited to do. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans page for my dog. That sounded weird. That sounded bad. That sounded really bad. I mean, I know some of my friends be like, "Oh yeah, I'll pay for that." And they set the prices like really low, just so it's like funny, you know, 50 cents to see him, sit, not on anything, weirdos. I know he's German, but he's not that kind of German. Oh, that's better. That's good. It's see, I can talk about stuff that's funny, you know, without being like really depressive stuff. I mean, the apartment stuff, it's kind of not depressing, but just stressful, you know. Uh, like I want to, you know, move out and have my own place, but at the same time, it's like that's being like a full real adult. That's scary. It really is. I know I've had friends that have done it like way like when they were still pretty young, but like now it's like I haven't done that by myself, so I don't know what to really expect. I don't know all the ins and outs that I need to do. I've looked into it, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to, you know, really look into it until I'm actually need to do it, because if I do, then I'll start like trying to, make it happen. That's my problem. Like if I research something, I try to make it happen, and then I get myself in trouble. So I'm just gonna try to, look at, you know, bring it to the front of my mind. Looking, all right, I got to remember that, and then put it back. Yeah. So one step at a time. One step at a time. Oh my God, that was loud. Oh, I thought I turned those things off. Oh no, I don't want to open it. You bastard. Can I? Why is it? Why is it? Jesus Christ. I manage notifications. There we go. I thought I had them muted. I guess when I get notification absent. No. Why? Most recent. Why is it? Why is everything like blacked out? Uh, no, no, no. Ah, there we go. That backup settings. Let's see. That one. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Notifications on apps and other senders. All right. All right. I think I fixed it again. Whatever. That was damn loud. I thought I'd had that stuff turned off just for that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, apartment thing. I want to do that. But trying my best not to focus on it, because if I do, then I'll try to make it happen, and then I can't make it happen right now. Yeah. So one step at a time. I got to do one step at a time. And the thing is, I don't know what my next step is. Because there's so many I could take right now. It's just I'm trying to figure out the best one that's going to benefit me the most to help out with the other stuff. And yeah, I could sit here for another hour telling you all the different steps, and then some of them are going to be like, why do you need to even worry about that? I do. There's some, even the little things I have to put as a thing to do, otherwise I won't get it done. The wonderful things of ADHD. Yeah. So And then, sometimes I do it out of order and get myself really messed up and be like, oh, I should have waited to do that, done that other one first. Crap. Now I can't do the other one. Crap. It's like playing those video games where it's like Fallout 3 or Fallout series where it's like you have the main quest, then you have all the side quests. But if you advance on the main quest too much, there's some side quests that you can't do. That's how my brain thinks. You know, that I have to do all of it. All the side quests, all of the main quest. And if you don't do it in the right way, you won't be able to do certain things of the main quest, and you won't be able to do certain side quests. And Rocket is dreaming. I heard him barking, like boofing in his sleep. And he was twitching. Yeah, you see him. Shh. Watch his feet. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, see? You all owe me like $5 for that. It's $1 just for me to swivel my chair so you can see him. Oh, the mic's in the way. That's another 50 cents. There we go. Now you owe me $10. That's $10. $10 from each of you that saw him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send you all bills for that. Find out who watched this up to this point, and be like, all right, you owe me this. You watched it this much, so you owe me this much. That would be shitty. $20 is $20. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's about almost an hour. Almost an hour. So might go a little bit longer. I don't know. Yeah. So if anybody knows of someone that might want to room with me in the next 6 months to a year, because that's probably going to be how long it's going to take me to get to the point where I can on my own. So, yeah. Or if there's anybody that knows somebody that's independently wealthy that just wants to hire me as their personal mechanic and I can live in their garage with my dog, that would be cool too. You know, I'll work on anything. Yeah. Mainly Volkswagen Audis. I know Porsche, Lamborghini, anything else I can figure out. I can figure it out. My dumb luck, but I'll figure it out. Right. Good man. No, that rotten dog. I don't know how to do without him. He's the only one I got that can comfort me right now. Like he knows. He knows when to do it too. He'll come up to me and push his head right into my chest. And like I sometimes I don't even know it until he does that. And I'm like, you're right, bud. You're right. So yeah. But yeah. But I'm gonna end because it's been about an hour and I'm still kind of just out of sorts. Because even just like venting about it, and that's the thing is I know I should just not talk about it or not, you know, do any of that stuff because it just brings all that back. But it was such a good time. It was. It really was. It was. I had. I felt complete. I felt like I had everything for once in my life. There was nothing that I wanted. There was nothing else I needed because I had that. And now I feel the most empty I've ever felt in my life because I don't have that anymore. But yeah, so on that note, I'm gonna be empty out of your life for now. But you're excited about that. Like finally, he's gonna shut up. Yeah, you probably already stopped a while back, if anybody even watched it. Yeah. Anyway, I know people watch it. I know. I don't know if they watch all of it, but yeah, they might get some of the points. I don't know. But yeah. So I might be on later tonight. I might not. I don't know.
It'll be a surprise like this was. So if not, I will see you tomorrow night. Because after I get home from work, I'll do another one. So I don't feel like doing that outro music and all that because my buttons aren't set up. Wait, I can set them up real quick. Hold on. Yeah, let me change it. So do this one. All right, cool. Um, no, I'm not going to do the Volkswagen hold music. I'm going to do my the stuff I already had. I'm going to eventually change it up to find something else. But that's it. Das Vidania. Divide, Poka Poka. See y'all later. Have a good evening. See, I didn't hit the right button. Hold on. Yeah, I'm laughing at myself. Hold on. I forgot. It's not. I can't do it on the screen. I have to actually do this. So yeah, let's try that one more time. See y'all later. Pizdits na hoi blat. I did it again. There we go.